Okay, let me start with what we have done in previous session. Then Kamini will add on. So we started with uh, fundamentals of programming in C Sharp, and we covered topics uh, variables. First, we learned about installing Visual Studio and setting up environment. And after we learned about variables, data types, typecasting, and we were in control statement. So company will we start with for loops.
Yeah.
Yes, company, over to you.
Okay. So today's topic, everybody can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So yeah, today's topic is for like last time we ended for didn't continue for loop. So today I will continue with for loop and nested loop, for each loop, and errand methods. Today's topic is this, and I will start with for loop. So basically, for loop is uh, it execute one or two one or more than one statement multiple time if the condition is satisfied, and if the condition is not satisfied, it come out from the loop. So I have written a code. I will just second. Oh, yes. Now it is visible my screen.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yeah. So here I have written a for simple for loop code. The first one is the initializer. I initialize I as a 0. Then it will check the statement if it is greater than or less than, and then increase the value of I. So and we here we print the I. So first it will write the value of I, then it will check, and then it will increase. So first it will print 0 because we initialize 0. So this is a simple program, and I will run it. Yeah. It will start with 0 because we initialize it with 0. So again, after that there is a nested loop. Nested loop basically it's loop. Sorry, inside a for loop there is another for loop. So we over here I have written a code that is there is a for loop. Inside a for loop we have another code which will uh, uh, yeah, which will print j and it will print I. So it will run. Sorry, I have not commented this. So yes. What happened is here that first it will write the value of I. Okay, then it will check it is less than or greater than, like 1 is less than is equals to 2. Then again it will print, and then it will increase. Like it first, it's a pre operator, like plus plus I, that first is increase then print and then it compare. So that's why there is when we run there is 2 1, like 2 times it will run. Okay, so this is a simple for loop and nested for loop. So do you have any questions for loop? Like this is a basic concept how we write a for loop. So that's I've written some basic code.
I had a
Uh,
question.
Yes.
Sorry, Ashish. You wanna go ahead?
no, no, you can go ahead.
Okay. You just showed us a nested for loop. What type of impact does it have on time complexity?
Uh,
It goes
like,
n square, so n cross n. Is it a recommended practice?
uh,
It's okay. Depends. It depends.
yeah.
All right. So you explained us about prepo like updating the variable value before and after the loop. Can you just explain that again once? It was not really clear to me.
Okay. In for loop,
Yes, for loop.
yeah. So like first we initialize. So once we initialize it, it will print in our like it will print on the screen that we initialize 1, right? Then after the print, it will check the value is less than or greater than. Okay. So then, yeah, I'm explaining about for loop now. I was explaining about nested loop. Okay. So yes, so first it will print the value of I because we initialized. So it will print, then it will check whether it is less than or greater than with the value we put. So like for example, like there is a 0, we initialize with 0. So it will first print 0. Then it will compare with 10. If 0 is less than 10, yes, it is less than 10. Then it will again, sorry, yeah, then it will check, yes, it is less than, so it will print I, like value of I, and then it will increase, then 1 0 plus 1, that is 1. So it will, yes, again check that 1 is less than 10, then it will print 1. Then again it will increase that 1 plus 1, that is 2. Then again it will check 2 is less than 10, yes, it is less than 10, so it will print 2.
Okay, got it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. So next is for loop. Sorry, next is for each loop. Um, so basically, for loop we use to execute the collection of items. Like if we create, we can use an array in for each loop. Like we have created one variable like car, and we put the values over here, and for each we have executed the values. Like for it there is a syntax, that is for it there is string, and that is a name, and in variable name, like this is the object name, we can say that, and in car it is a variable name. So that this is a simple syntax, and we just print the value of I, and it will the I which have the value of car, which is that is the data, that is Volvo and BMW, Ford, Mercedes, then it will print the value of cars. So let's print this. First let's comment this, otherwise So any question in for each loop? Like, if you people understand, because
You can run it once and show us how it is working.
yes, basically it's shows the values of cars variable name. That is a variable name.
So
And yeah,
output screen is not
we can also,
visible.
sorry.
The output screen is not visible to me.
Kamini, are you just sharing your Visual Studio or are you sharing your screen? Because if you're just sharing your Visual Studio code, the Visual Studio, then the output screen won't be visible.
Okay. So let me share the screen.
Please share your screen with the whole screen instead of just this Visual Studio.
Okay, fine. Now is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So here we can put as a integer type also, like the let me, or integer. So so then now it will shows we print I, so I carry the value of my numbers. Okay, so let me just run. This is a simple program how to write the for each loop. Any question? So then our next topic is array. Okay, so next topic is array. So we use array to declare multiple value in a single variable. So like I've written, there is a fruits, which is a variable name, and inside fruits we can put the value of fruits, like whatever the fruits name. So and I've written the program also. So yeah. So basically, array is used to store multiple values in a single variable. So fruit is a single variable, and we have multiple values in it. So yes, I have. And in array, there's a different way to write array. Like we can directly put the values, or we can also give the size of the array and then put the values like over here. That is the one way to create a array and declare the values. And suppose here one did I like I have written that initialize the two like fruit. I have given the size of the array, like it is a 2, so it will print the like we know that it will always start with 0 1 2. So it will start with 0 1 2. So in the size of the array of 2 is a cherry, so it will print the cherry. Okay, if you want to access a particular value, we can give the size of the array, so we can get the particular value or to access the array. Oh yeah, yeah, I have changed the size, that is apple. Okay, there is a size, array size is 2, that is cherry. Instead of cherry, it will print the apple, because I have change the size of the name of the array. Like in size 2, it will print apple instead of cherry. Okay, so that's why it will print apple, not cherry. It will, yeah, it will print cherry. So if we want to access a specific value from array, so we can do that. And now, and another thing is in array we can also tell the size of the find out the length of the array. So for to find out the length of the array, we just put the variable name dot length, so we can find the size of the array. Here the size of the array is, let me show you, it will 4, like, yeah, it will, because this is the size of the array, how many value we have put, that is the size of the array. So it will, we can check from fruit dot length is the method where we can find out the size of the array. And another thing is the link namespace. Link namespace in array, we can basically find the maximum number, minimum number, or sum. So here also I have written the code that integer my number, and we have to just write variable name dot max min method to find out the maximum number or minimum number or the sum of the number. So any question? Or I
Sorry,
continue.
can you please move to that array last line code where numbers are there in arrays?
Yes.
Okay. So if we want to print all the numbers inside this array, so we have to use that. How can we print all of these 5189, all of these numbers by just simply using this my numbers variable
Yes,
array name?
yes, this is a array name. So if you put all, we want to print 5189 together.
Hmm.
So we just call the you just write the like console dot okay, I will write. You just call the array name.
Okay.
Okay. Now we go to next topic, that is methods. Yeah, the next topic is methods. So basically, method is a code of block, and it execute only when it's called. So we create method in class, and there inside a class we make method, and it will to call a method we create an object to call it. So so here a simple method I have created, like school, and I have just printed, I just got executed, and this will print when I call it in main body. So that is the method name, that is my school is a method name, and I call it in main body. Okay, so another example I will write, like suppose in main body we are calling the method by okay, again I will write so I will it's a simple program to it is I created method and then I call it. So now I will create a method with parameters, and I will call it in main body. Okay, so suppose my name Then I'll pass the parameters like name, first name, I'm only sorry, passing the first name on. Yes. Then F name, plus Sam. Okay, that is I created a method. Now I will call it in a main body. So for that I will write that is my name. We pass the argument like this is a simple method, and I have called it in a main body. I call the method my name, and it will print the name. So any questions?
Yes, just one. What is the difference between a function and a method?
Function like in method we write the functions like how it like we can create a object like method and function. We created a method here, and function we write the under the in method we write the functions how it work, like declare variables or declare integer.
Okay, so would it be safe to say that functions can exist without class? I'm just asking.
No, because we make functions in method. Method function basically to we execute function like how it going to work, like we how we declare objects and data so that we can execute. So functions basically inside method we create function.
Inside
Unlike
method, we are creating functions. Okay. So there is this. Okay. Anyways, it's fine. All right. Sure. We can move on. Thanks.
okay, okay, that is the last topic of this session, parameters, which I have written, that is method with parameters. I have um, put in this code. We put parameters like first name, or we put also integer like age, int age we can also. So basically we can put parameters in method also.
I have one question, Kamini.
Yeah.
Like here we have written console dot after this my name method console dot write variable
Yes.
parameters name f name plus Sam.
Yes. Yes.
So is it mandatory to give the value there, or we can give that value when we are calling that method?
Yes, we can do that. We can not necessary to put the value. So
Okay.
by method name, we call all the functions. Okay, so if we call the method, it automatically call all the functions we have right inside a method.
Okay, so like it is like whenever we are calling our method, we can give the value we needed in our parameters. Okay.
Yes, we can also we can pass the value in when we call the method.
Hmm.
But it's not necessary, but it depends. If we want to pass the value in when we call the object, so it depend.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the last topic from my side. So Vishal, over to you.
Mm. Thank you, Kamini. Mm. Let me share my screen first. So methods and functions topics have been completed. So I will begin with object-oriented programming and classes, objects, and define classes. What are objects? What are class members? Constructors. Why we use constructors? Access modifiers. How we will use it? We will define. I will define inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and interface. Before beginning object-oriented programming and starting with classes, I would like to grab attention on data types that in last session she's covered. In previous session of data types, we only discussed predefined data types, predefined value data types, integer, boolean, float, char. Wait a minute. Yes. So in previous session, we discussed value data types, and in that value data type, we discussed predefined data types. And in today's session, we will discuss classes. And classes are reference data type. First, I will rememorize what data types are. Data type is a form of variable to which a value is assigned. It means the data type is something uh, which we give. It is a type of we provide variable a type we store values. Uh, Now I will cover reference data types. Reference data types are those which are used to store references in variable in place of values. It store references. It means it store address of some object. In So I will discuss more about reference data types in later session as we progress. First, let's start with classes. And let me differentiate between this value type and reference data type. When I talk about reference data type, it stores. I mean, when we run the program, the at runtime, reference data types. I mean, there are two types of memory: stack memory and heap memory. In in value data types, when we run program, let me show from here. To this example, I will explain. Here, there is a one method, there is a one function. Sorry. Here int x is equal to 101. That means it's a variable. X is a variable. It has a value 101. And there's another variable y. It has value 102. And here we are creating classes. I have not discussed how to create class. I will discuss it as we progress in our lecture. So once we initialize a value to x, I mean, when we run a program, once this statement is run, programs allocate memory to this. Sorry, when we create an object, it allocates all the variables of x to stack memory, and the object I'm really sorry, I was nervous. Let me take a look in 1 minute break. Yes, we were discussing how memory allocation is done to variables and objects. I will come to this part later on. Let's first discuss about classes. When we talk about object-oriented programming, let's start with classes. A class is a blueprint of object, and object is an instance of a class. For example, in programming world, if I say to program, if you say, let's take an example. If I say to build a house, let's take a scenario like you are an engineer and I have set you to build a house. What you will first decide? You will design a house. You will make a blueprint of the house. And after that, you will make the house in real world. In same like the same way in programming, classes are blueprint. And when we talk about the implementation of class, there is object.